Good evening and welcome to Racing Unleashed, where we're here for the midway stage of the season. Four grueling races have passed us by, and we're here for the fifth round of this fantastic championship on the iRacing platform in the GT3 cars. I'm your host, Matthew Duffin, going to be bringing you all the action of tonight's race. And it's back to that familiar format, 1 hour race with that pit stop for fuel to be added in this race. It's going to be fantastic to see what we can achieve here. There's also a little bit of weather on the radar popping up every now and again, we've been told. So it's going to be an absolute fantastic. We're seeing that the challenge already could be difficult if that rain does come. We are on the GT3 platform, as we said, and the first piece of information to bring you is that iRacing announced they had the McLaren 720S Evo arrive a few days ago, and for that, drivers have been given a free change in car. If they wanted to drive in that McLaren, you are going to see quite a few of them tonight. A lot of Ferraris, a lot of McLarens, still a few Porsches, one Lamborghini and one Mercedes hovering around. So it's going to be interesting to see who is going to do what here at this fantastic circuit, the iconic circuit here of Monza. First, though, we can bring you the calendar. Obviously, race 5 is this Monza race. We head in 2 weeks' time to Spa in the Ardennes Forest of Belgium. We then go stateside for Road Atlanta for what is a fantastic little track to go around. Suzuka in Japan for round 8. Round 9 is Watkins Glen, and we end it in the States as well for Sebring in December. So not long left really in this championship. 5 races over the next 10 or so weeks. It's going to be brilliant to see what drama will unfold before our very eyes. Obviously, last time out at Daytona Road Course was an evening into the night race that we had there, or 2 races, should I say. And we have the results of both races for the pros and the AMs. The pro result, it was Alex Dunn, who didn't just take his first win of the season, but he also took a double win at Daytona. He won the first race from Lewis Woods and Stephen Ash in race 1. That gave us a few different winners, 4 different winners to be precise in pro. Francisco Lopez, though, won from Alexei Partanen and Jan Duffner in the AM race 1. And like we said, 4 different winners after that first race, and only 2 different winners in the AM category. But then Alex Dunn went and did it again for that second race, becoming the first pro double winner of the season. Alex Ngoe was P2 with Lucas Prada in 3rd place. Francisco Lopez as well, taking a double win with that fantastic last lap manoeuvre at the Le Mans chicane. Marcel Kraus and Leonardo Dragotta there as well, picking up that P3, and obviously this is all crucial points going into that championship for that prize money at the end of the season, and this is what they are playing for. €875 could go to the championship winner come the end of December at Sebring, all the way down to P5, and there you see the AMs as well. €500 for the race winner or the champion, all the way down to €100 for 5th place. Absolutely great prizes we have on store here in this championship at Racing Unleashed. Obviously, bit of something different for us this year. We stepped into some challenges, and we're ending the year with the championship. Speaking of that championship, the standings between the top 5. See, Gabriel still have a lead. Lucas Prada did manage to pull some points back. Nicholas Laubischow, not the best of weeks for him. Lewis Woods hanging on there in P4 with Stephen Ash in P5. And you wonder where Alex Dunn will fit into that maybe after this week. Ido Verhoeven, 3 race wins to his name, 275 points. Francisco Lopez did pull that gap back quite a bit. No podiums for Verhoeven at Daytona. Alexei Partanen then P3 with Adrian Pereira in P4 and Ronaldo Carlos P5. So it was very interesting, Daytona, to see the different race format, the 2 30-minute races, what it would bring, and I thought it brought some absolutely fantastic action. Back to that 1 hour race format though here tonight. And this is something we can show you now, the 100-minute practice. That has just finished. We're now into the 22-minute qualifying. It is 10 minutes per class, so 10 minutes for the AMs and 10 minutes for the pros. I believe it is the AMs who are on track first. Then that 60-minute race, and there is a mandatory pit stop, the fuel tank isn't set to 100% capacity for fuel, so they will have to come in and fill up the tank a little bit more. So strategy going to be the key here around Monza. That's going to be one of the big things around this circuit. And speaking of the circuit, it's a fantastic cloud. It's a fantastic place to come and watch a motor race. And as you head down that start straight, you comes to turn 1 and 2, the Prima Variante. Fantastic place to make an overtake up the inside, but possibly watch out for a bit of chaos going in to that first lap here then, with over 50 odd cars on the grid. It's going to be an interesting one. Then down through the Curva Grande, you come flat out trying to get that run out of the first chicane down towards the second chicane, which is going to be an absolute crucial place as well, because a chance to make manoeuvres either way. We've seen some round the outside, we can see them up the inside, so turns 4 and 5 is going to be crucial there as well. Short run out of turn 5 though, short bit of straight. As you can see, it just pan around before you get to that first Lesmo section of the circuit. Not really an overtaking opportunity. A real chance, though, for you to make mistakes. Run a little wide, drop a wheel into the gravel as you come into that second Lesmo, especially on the exit of that one. Easy to get a bit greedy on the outside curb and unsettle your car. Then you have the long straight coming downhill slightly before rising back uphill as you head towards turn 8, 9 and 10 of Ascari. Again, not a well-known overtaking opportunity, but you have to nail this chicane because the exit of this chicane is so important. It really does set you up for that run down towards the Parabolica, where it can all happen through there. Moves can be done up the inside, but again, it's all about setting yourself up for a good exit and a good slipstream down the start straight towards the finish line. You do not want to be the driver giving a slipstream, especially in qualifying then. You want to make sure you're the one receiving the slipstream in the qualifying laps as we are underway for qualifying. 3 minutes into it, and we currently have Luca Close, who is currently saying his provisional pole, but no lap time has been set yet. It is around a 2-minute lap at this circuit, so it's going to be an interesting one to see what these drivers can do. And we have a blimp view, kind of. You see though, well, I say you see, you don't see a lot. The rain looks like it is inbound, so drivers now in qualifying, especially in this AM category, crucial to get these early laps in, because the minute this rain starts to fall, it is really going to make this track very tricky and very interesting to see what will happen. Obviously, the wetter the track gets, the slower the lap time's going to be. So the early laps are absolutely crucial here in this session. You can just start to see offline it look a little different colour on the tarmac. I don't think it's raining just yet. It is, though, coming. And you can tell that by the misty sort of pictures we are able to bring you here. Partonen is the man who's provisional pole at the moment. From Neil Bamba, Luca Close, and it's Martin Kovacs, Magnus Bjerkeke, Petri Lepre. He's just dropped down the order a little bit as well as they're all coming over the line. Francisco Lopez now goes provisional pole in his brand new McLaren for this week. And where is Eno Verhoeven? He is down in... sorry, my timing screen has just updated. He is... Has he set an actual lap time? I can't see his name there anymore, so I don't believe he has set a lap time at this moment. No, he has not. His lap time is a 1:50. Lopez, quickest of them all in the McLaren. And this is really crucial now for all these drivers to make sure that their lap times are squeaky clean, are valid. You don't want to invalidate the lap time. The more laps you have to do around this circuit with that threat of rain. The interesting thing, though, ladies and gentlemen, is if these pros get out on track, when will this rain hit? This is going to be fascinating stuff to keep our eyes on. So rain imminent. We did a challenge race, the Toyota GR86 at Spa, full wet rain, and that was fantastic to see. Obviously the rain very new. I say very new. The iRacing boys and girls are probably well used to the rain on the platform by now, but it was new for this year. So they've and it's one of the best rain sort of the way it works on a sim for me that I've been able to have the pleasure of driving. So these fine young drivers will be able to get the best out of it. I'm sure they've been preparing just in case there is rain around. Alexi Partonen now goes into provisional pole. We're watching Magnus Bjerke coming down the start straight in the black Porsche. And manages to up himself into the top 10 then, as Verhoeven now goes into second place in his Lamborghini, sticking to Old Faithful. Miguel Beltran here is coming through into the pit lane. Now he's coming down the start straight. I believe they're able to take these track limits at the time at this stage. So all good and well at the moment so far. I'm just double checking that my laptop timing screen is up to date with the screen. I believe it is indeed. So all working well at the moment. And Miguel Beltran here then, he is able to start yet another lap. The problem for these drivers is as well is what, there's 25 cars, 25 AMs out there on track positioning, track space. You want that clean lap time. You want to make sure you're getting a good lap time in and have it as clean as possible. Two drivers there just going outside off at the second chicane. Now, if you're wondering why there is a few cars without the logos, that is the McLaren. Don't believe that the overlays have the McLaren logo yet ready for that to come on. Obviously, the McLaren has literally just dropped days ago. So still coming through the platform. A lot of drivers have changed. So if there is the logo missing, they are in a McLaren. There's a lot of them, but the Lamborghini and the Mercedes are up in that top 5, so still showing that the old cars can do a trick. Here is Beltran coming in through Ascari, and just look in the distance there as he exits Ascari. You can just see it's a bit misty down towards the Parabolica. Is that rain starting to approach? I'm sure we're going to get some more onboard shots of other drivers just to see when the wipers are on or if the rain is hitting the windscreen, because into the Parabolica now comes Beltran, currently P18, down to 19th now as Alvaro Leclerc has gone past him. So the Colombian driver, I'm not going to guess that nationality because it's too close to a secondary flag, so I could be completely wrong. Crosses the line, stays P19 at the moment in this race. In this qualifying session. Here is Bueno then. P29, privateer in the Ferrari. I don't believe he's got a lap time set. His last lap was a 1:49.0. But P29 on the classifications. Only 1.2 off the pole time, so pretty close grid here. He's decided to get right out the way of the Ferrari behind. Now, this is an interesting part of the circuit because look at that coming into the Lesmos there. Sun was looked like the sun was appearing slightly. But then the minute you come to Ascari here, as we're on board with Kovacs, you come onto the exit down towards the Parabolica. It just looks a little misty, a little gloomy down at this bottom part of the circuit. So, yeah, the weather's going to play an interesting thing here. And it's going to be very interesting to see now these drivers, whether they've got engineers in their ears or partners, people helping them out as engineers, spotters, if you will, in their ear, keeping an eye on that weather. That's going to be a crucial thing. Kovacs, though, sticking to that outside line, gets a slingshot out the Parabolica. What's his lap time going to be? He's currently 16th place overall. Does he improve on his lap time as he comes towards the line? Believe he does not. Stays in P16, 7.5 tenths off the pole position time at the moment. To look at this traffic there, though, is that fantastic McLaren 720S Evo. And again, just look, coming through the Curva Grande, just look like there's a bit of sun trying to peek through them gloomy grey clouds. And there has to be some rain imminent. A few tyre marks on the track there. Don't think that is due to rain. I just think that is where drivers have locked up going into the corners. Nyman there moves into P10. And we're on board with Freck. P4. Oh, yeah, P4 overall. Just got told by my producer, good luck in my ear. I'm going to absolutely butcher that, so I'm not going to probably attempt it. Yeah. Koek. Yeah. Freck. P4 at the moment in this race. That will be the last time we'll attempt that one today. As he comes through Ascari Again, you're just seeing that sun starting to appear now at Ascari, but very gloomy and misty down towards that parabolic. A P4 at the moment, just looking at his sector times on my timing screen at the moment in front of me. No personal best through his sectors so far at this moment in time. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what he can do as he comes through Parabolica. Is he going to be able to find any more time? Don't forget, drivers have to make sure that our producers and stewards in the background, in the offices, can make sure that they see the webcams for results to count. Here is your current AM Championship leader and three-time race winner this season, Eno Verhoeven, who bails to the pit lane. That then is lap times done for the AM category then. Drivers will be able to finish their last laps. They look like a puff of smoke from a car. May have been the white and black car, as both of them the trail-breaking races, I believe they are part of the same team, come into the pits. Miguel Beltran as well. Late call there, I don't know why. He's obviously not going to improve on his lap time, but that then is the AM qualification come to an end. And the pros now take to the circuit. Still no rain. So, in a very strange place at the moment. And you're kind of on edge here. You want to prepare for your lap as normal, get that space and that gap as normal. You've also got that fear of that rain coming at any time. So there is 32 AM drivers on the grid. 2 didn't set a lap time. There is 23 pro drivers. So let's see what will happen through here then as drivers now start their first flying lap time in the WSR Esports Book Kicker team. And driver David Baker has come across the line to start his flying lap down in towards the first chicane. And he's going to make sure he picks up his apexes. Try not to clip the second sausage curb. It's a bit more raised and a bit more noticeable than the first. Great exit through there. Like that, Mendes. That is not what you want to be doing. That'll lose you a bit of time. And I believe is Gustavo Mendes there. Is that a dark blue banner on his windscreen? Or is that saying McLaren? So the banner is missing. So he is a pro driver. I'm just going to get confirmation. Is that for all McLarens or is that just on this one? That was towards my producer to see if he can inform me on that one. No, so that McLaren is fine. So that answers that one. But yeah, the orange McLaren is in the pro category, so just clearly not being able to update the banners of all the newer cars on this grid. I have to say that Evo looking beautiful in the green and black as it comes through Ascari. Running all the curb and using that little bit of runoff to give him that carry, that extra bit of speed on the exit of the corner. Igor Perez now down towards the Parabolica. Through he comes. Now this is going to be an interesting race for the McLaren on its debut here in the iRacing world, especially on Racing Unleashed, as Christensen manages to put it on pole. Not actually as quick as, no apologies, it is quicker than Partonen. Down to P9 at the moment, and for Perez he's P7 in the class. And look at that traffic into turn 1. Absolute cars everywhere. And this is the problem with Monza, is it's a very tricky first sector with the chicanes and everything to really make sure drivers are out of the way. And for these guys who are getting one lap in to make sure they're trying to get the best lap as possible, have they just cost a couple of drivers a few tenths who's maybe going for an extra lap or two? Alex Dunn now moves into second place. And Mika has moved into P3. Gabriel's up to P4. Stephen Ash is in P5. Zach Rattery White as well up into P6. Kale Vitter, P7. Igor Perez, P8. Justin Claessens is P9. Sinan Merbas, 10th in class, before Hakon Lindmo is P11. And then the other pro drivers yet to out-qualify, yet to out-qualify the top 10 of AM. But Sinan Merbas also behind second and first in that AM category. Here is Sebastian Hirsch sticking with the Ferrari. For Project 91 racing team, out the Parabolic he comes down the start straight now. Crosses the line. Where's that going to put him on the timing screen? Don't see anything. Sorry, is it the bottom line? It is the bottom line, I do believe. Don't see his name come up on the board. No time there, so either an outlap or an invalid lap. Lucas Prada going a little slowly at the moment. Oh, look at this for traffic. Imagine being on a fast lap through there. We see it at Monza, though. We see the qualifying process at Monza in the likes of Formula 1, where it's all just chaos down this back part of the circuit, trying to set a lap time. And you see now, look, track position for drivers. 2 drivers on a slow lap. Drivers preparing the tyres. And got to be careful in the background. Hey, these are pros. These guys know what they are doing through Parabolica. There you go now. They're all about to start a flying lap. They're all getting a slipstream off of somebody. Nicholas Laubish is in the middle of this pack. There he is, look, in the mustardy yellow and black McLaren. Comes down the start straight. Them clouds are still so grim and grey here in Monza. Into the first chicane. Just the curb, tries not a bit greedy on the sausage curb. You just see he couldn't probably get the power down as quick as he liked. He just wanted to step away from him. You had to see the couple of corrections he made there on the steering wheel. Now through the Curva Grande. Keep it as tight as you can. Through that Curva Grande, the slipstream as well. Don't forget the dirty air and that extra bit of speed coming down through towards all the chicanes with that hole being punched in the air from the car in front, using all the sausage curb again. And just another mistake, just clattering the second sausage curb a little too hard there is Laubish. And that is just costing him some time on this lap. And where is Laubish at the moment? I don't believe he set a lap time either, as there's a lot of support for Paolo in the chat. Go Luca as well. They don't have DRS, these are GT3 cars. And good evening to Fury's granddad in the chat as well. So a lot of people already getting their support in for drivers as Gustavo Mendes moves up into 11th place in category. And we are coming to the dying stages of this session. And you have to say for Laubish, not the best of races or weeks back at Daytona, and his qualifying session at the moment doesn't look massively great as well so far. The top 2 separated by 200ths of a second, sorry. Alex Dunn, second place to Jamie Christensen. Nearly running over the track limits there was Nicholas Laubish as he comes out the final corner of Parabolica. Oh, spinner in the background. So that's a Ferrari that's dropped it. Lewis Woods now moves into the top 3. Where is Laubish going to go? As a lot of drivers just pull up, ready to go to the pits and maybe hit it for one more lap. I don't think Laubish got a lap in there. And Alex Dunn during all that lot as well has taken provisional pole by a 10.5 from Christensen. So Alex Dunn has pulled it out the hat again. Here is Marcus Valverde. 18th place in category so far. Coming through the second of the Lesmos, really hitting the curb hard and not using the runoff as much as he'd like. Car in front, that is a black Ferrari who is just going slow, probably invalidated the lap. Valverde now bails. He doesn't want a part of that either. Was he possibly open for that slipstream from the car in front? Staying right out the way until now he gets to Ascari. So probably time for one last lap from these drivers here. Here's Gabriel, who's P7 at the moment. Comes out the Parabolica now. Is he on for an improvement? Couple of sectors looking green there. And is it going to be a better lap from Gabriel? It is. Moves him up to P4. Sinan Demirbas stays 12th. So he's going to go for one more lap. Daniel Ferguson down in 15th place. Laubish now with a time on the board, P9. Half a second off the pole. So it's advantage to his championship rivals a little bit here. That's going to help him. Sorry, that's going to hurt him. Especially with Alex Dunn coming to the party. That could be huge for Alex Dunn. Here's Hugh Barter. Down the order, yet to set a lap time in the Apex Racing team. So Hugh getting a bit of a slipstream off the other Apex car. Is that Alex Dunn just ahead? And I like the difference here on the Apex liveries, I must say. The green trim around the bottom of one of the Ferraris there, which I assume is Alex Dunn, and then the blue trim on this one of Hugh Barter's car. Separating them. Oh, my days. Don't hit your teammate. I know it's not a team event, but don't hit your teammate. This is clearly a strategy of slipstream from these boys. Hugh Barter yet to get that flying lap in the bag. He's coming through now, the second Lesmo. So maybe it wasn't nearly hitting the back of his teammate. Maybe that was a choreographed move to get back in front of him. Bail and cost your lap. Get back ahead. Give him that slipstream as they come through towards Ascari now. Does that first car move out the way? No, it does not. And they both go through Ascari absolutely fantastically. It's going to give him a brilliant slipstream down the back straight here at Monza. Will it move out the way, the front Apex car, before the Parabolica, or will it give him a slipstream all the way to the end? It pulls out the way now, and Barter tackles the Parabolica, yet to get a lap time on the board. What is this one lap time going to be good enough for? Because it will only be the one lap time. Don't think he's going to get another one in after this. He comes towards the line now. Hugh Barter, is it good enough for a top 10? We'll wait and see as he comes towards the line. It is P6, and that slipstream worked wonders. Not quite the pole position he'd have wanted. Zach Rattery-White, P11 as well. So he can be happy with that one. But it is the pole position there for Alex Dunn in the pro category, and for Aleksi Partanen in the AM category, in a qualifying session that was thrilling with that threat of rain around it. Made it very, very interesting. It didn't come though, so will it come for that race? That is what we are wondering then. Look at the scenes before we get onto the grid order. You can just see how gloomy and misty it's getting, but it is Alex Dunn on pole position from Jamie Christensen. Lewis Woods from Gabriel Erdley in P4. Mika P5 from Hugh Barter, P6. Lucas Prada, P7. Kale Verter, P8. Stephen Ash, P9 with Nicholas Laubish in 10th. Zach Rattery White, P11. Igor Perez rounding out the top 12. Justin Claessens, P13 before the AM pole sitter then of Aleksi Partanen. Just behind them then in 15th place will be that of Eno Verhoeven before Sinan Demirbas. Francisco Lopez from Gustavo Mendes with Hakon Lindmo in P19. Daniel Ferguson 20th place. Then it is Ode Freck in 21st. Nathan Alulu is P22nd. Ronaldo Carlos from Miguel Alonso 24th. Down the order then into P25. Kaspers Tunstad is the man, P7 overall in the AM class. P26 then is Petri Lepre. Jan Sarni is P9. Jan Vartinen is in P9 in class. That is P27 and P28 overall. David Baker is P29. P30 for Nyman. P31 for Neil Bamber. Xavi Blasco, P32. Marcus Valverde, 33rd. From Luca Close, P34. Magnus Bjerkike, P35. And George Camillo in 36th. Rounding out the back part of the field then, Martin Kovacs will go from 37th before Leonardo Dragotta, P38. Alvaro Valclerc is P39 with Barros P40. Beltran in 41st. Alexandru in P42nd. Paolo Amato is P43. Jan in 41st. Then it is Andre Dodoi in P45. Preston Lee, P46. Borges Zarzo, 47. And then Britones in 48th. And then bringing up the rear of the grid. That's where we are. There we are. Johannes is P49, P50 for Bueno. Luke Langer, P51, P52 for Hackler. Then it is Sebastian Hirsch down the order, not got to set a lap time. Alex Ryman and Jan Duffner. But I can tell you that Alex Ryman is grey on my timing screens, his name, which means he hasn't taken to the grid, so he will not be lining up. A bit like the GT World Challenge today, 56 cars heading into turn 1. We've got 50-odd cars heading into turn 1. Let's see what happens here as we await the red lights to come on, the rolling start in this championship. The safety car will pull off into the pit, and we are about to go racing here at the Temple of Speed. It is Alex Dunn versus Jamie Christensen on the front row. Can Alex Dunn make it 3 from 3 as we go green now in the race? And Dunn gets a great start as he manages to cover to that racing line straight away. But look at how bunched up the pack is already. And you can just see in that midfield towards the back, in fact, that there is a few 3 or 4 abreast coming down in towards turn 1. Gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And you're waiting for the inevitable to happen. So far, so good from every driver. Spoke too soon. Spoke way too soon. Couple of cars off. One is now backwards. And there's a bit more drama further down the field. Cars, no, there we go. It's happened after turn 1 and 2. And that's not what you want to see, but it's Alex Dunn who's managed to get away well. Hugh Barter, by the way, the Apex Racing team have got a great start because Alex Dunn is currently P1, Hugh Barter P2 in this race at the moment. He's up 4 spots through the first and second chicane, now into the first of the Lesmos, as look at Laubish, P8 championship leader, squeezing the white and black McLaren on the inside line. And Laubish manages to keep hold of P8 overall and in class at the moment. He's on the back of Gabriel as well, just in front of him. Remember, if you've just joined us on the channel, that if you can't see the car logo, that is the McLaren. But already cars failing to make that first chicane. There is a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already in the pits. Hopefully they get back out on the circuit to complete the race. Our race, so a long way to go. Here's Nyman through the Ascari chicane. That mistiness still lurking around. But the rain yet to come. It has been a gloomy day here at Monza. Then into the Parabolica. Gabriel P7, the white and black Ferrari. Sorry, yeah, black Ferrari with the Nicolas Laubish mustardy yellow McLaren just in the background on that rear wing, using that slipstream down towards turn 1. Gabriel's trying to use the slipstream of the car ahead of him as well. Are we going to see anybody pull out snake-like down the start straight? You see them all just following each other. Gabriel goes slightly defensive into the first chicane. Laubish won't mind that. He's already putting the pressure on him. A few moves down the pack as well, but nobody for position. Dorui. Tries to go around the outside at turn 2, drops a wheel in the gravel, manages to keep it going, and he's actually going to lose 1 or 2 places because of that. So, yeah, went in a little too hot in towards turn 2. Ronaldo Carlos looking to stay up the inside, coming into Ascari. This is into the second chicane, and he loses not 1, could lose 2 places here. Carlos could lose out to Ferguson, who's up the inside going into the first of the Lesmos. In fact, he might lose 3 places then, because de Merbas is also there. He's got that inside line looking in towards Lesmo 2. Is Sinan de Merbas going to go up the inside? He does indeed, and that is a 3... sorry, no, he doesn't, over Ronaldo Carlos. So Carlos only losing the 2 positions. That was de Merbas defending from the car behind, and a flash of the lights, Ronaldo Carlos just in front. But a good start to this race, 3 minutes in already. What has happened to Christensen? Just tumbling down the timing screens a little bit here, as he had a bit of a mistake through Ascari chicane. Lost out to Gabriel now, who's just going up his inside. Yeah, I wonder if he had a bit of a slowdown somewhere. Poor Christensen then, coming through the Parabolica. Work to do for him to get back on the leaders. But it is done from Barter, who are 1 and 2 at this moment in time. Move happening further forward. That is a battle for the lead, and a good smile on Hugh Barter's face. They're clearly enjoying this fight with Alex Dunn, his Apex Racing colleague. They are 1 and 2 at this moment in time. As they come towards second chicane, Barter's going to try and go around the outside here of Alex Dunn, and this is fantastic racing. But the problem is Woods is right there wanting to get through, but it's like a Ferrari roadblock, an Apex roadblock if you will, side by side, and nobody can get past at the moment. They can't even get past each other as Barter now looks up the inside through the second Lesmo, and Dunn stays around the outside. This is fantastic driving. An exhibition, really, of how to race wheel to wheel with each other as Woods is now pushing Dunn through the inside towards the Ascari chicane. Really is, look at this, 4, 5, 6 cars all together. And Woods has to brake early. He has to not go run into the back of Alex Dunn there. And through Ascari, there you go. And still, Dunn and Barter going side by side. Now Woods and Verta going side by side. Who is that? That's Mika as well as Gabriel getting involved. And look at this gaggle of cars. It's 2 abreast coming down the back straight here at Monza. And here is Lucas Prada, P8 overall at the moment, trying to go around the outside of several cars. Manages to brake as late as he dares. Maybe even made up a couple of positions. Drive through, championship leader in Anne, in over Harvenen, causing a collision. Lap 1, turn 1. So the championship leader and 3-time race winner this season already has a drive-through penalty. That will hurt him. And look at this once again. Hugh and Alex have both managed to go single file with Woods, but it is absolute chaos behind them two for about 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. They're all there. And the leaders are still side by side once again. So this is brilliant at the front of Monza. And really is great racing. Nicholas Laubisch now P6 in class and overall will want to make up some places and get some moves done for his championship. This is the halfway stage, on board with Mika down in P8. Going to look to the inside. Very, very tight line as the move being done by Prada on Nicholas Laubisch. Not going to work for him there, though, through the second chicane towards the Lesmos. There you go now. And this has been an awesome start to this Monza race. Let me tell you, what a great, great race this has been. But you wonder how long this can carry on for. Into the second Lesmo now, the 2 Apex drivers still side by side. Was that Laubisch? I believe Laubisch tumbling down the standings backwards at the exit of the second Lesmo. You wondered when it was going to come to an end, and there it is. One driver has had the moment. Now, Dunn has been overtaken by Woods. So Barter leads the race. Dunn has been overtaken by Woods. Have we lost Laubisch there? That could be a no point scored for Nicholas Laubisch. We have lost Laubisch. His name is Gray. He's in the pits. Whether he's returned to the pits or will come back out, we'll wait and see. But we have lost Laubisch. We've also lost a further 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers, and Raymond didn't take the start. So already interesting stuff for Harvenen into the pits for that drive-through penalty. And for Eno Harvenen, his championship, you feel at the moment, maybe just derailing a little bit. First in that category, by the way, is Francisco Lopez trying to make it 3 from 3 as well. Then it is Casper Tunstead from Ronaldo Carlos. And again, the Apex drivers decide to go side by side, but not only them, but Christensen and Mika as well. Also going side by side, it is Ferraris for the top 8 positions. And here comes Christensen, was on the front row of the grid, trying to look up the inside and towards the second chicane. Is he going to have a look on Woods as well? He thinks about having a look on Woods, round the outside, gets squeezed out as far as he'll go, and now loses out to Ash, and maybe even to Gabriel. Not quite Gabriel there. And Christensen drops down to P7, a little bit maybe optimistic to try and take the 2 positions. But hey, he's a race driver. He'll want every position as quickly as possible. Tries to now get past Ash once again and does so. So he's back up into P6. Prada, his next target, as Dunn and Barter still going at it up front with Woods right behind them. This is fantastic racing here at Monza. It is really, really entertaining stuff to watch. There's Kale Verta here. P8 overall in the McLaren. Doing a fantastic job so far. Here's Igor Perez down in 10th place, but right on this lead battle is Igor Perez. We'll be absolutely hoping for something to happen up front to maybe be able to get onto that podium and take a position or 2 away. So Mika at the moment, 2nd place. Barter gets that back as they come into the first chicane now. Barter back up the inside, contact! Mika into Barter, spinner in the background, that's the McLaren of, I believe, Igor Perez. Yes, it is. Round he goes. And there's Hugh Barter just rejoining as well. And well, it was inevitable that something was going to happen. Laubish on the last lap, and Hugh Barter now down 9 places, 15th in class. He's got work to do to come back through this pack. This now leaves Dunn and Woods and Christensen to fight. Christensen's moved his way back up to P3. Verter at the moment P6. Is he on a steering wheel? Oh, it is a bit dark. I could only see the keyboard flashing and lighting up there. So yes, he is. I was going to say, if that's keyboard and mouse, that is very, very impressive from the young man. But going well, P6 at the moment. And he's really trying to get on the back of this podium and maybe this the top 5, maybe then the podium as well. Zach Rattery White, P10 overall at the minute. Couple of cars just dropping a wheel or two into the gravel. Now then, Prada's having a look on Christensen once again, down in towards the Parabolica. This for P3 overall. Prada's going up the inside of the Parabolica. Got to hold that tighter line, manages to do so, just squeezes Christensen out wide, leaves him just enough room. And now that's going to allow Kale to have a look and have an attack on Christensen. This is fantastic stuff in the lead of this race. Woods, you don't know whether he's attacking or defending going into turn 1. I think that's more of a defensive move. Christensen's going to look around the outside, maybe try and hold it strong on the inside. In towards the next part, they just bank doors a little bit. That puts Woods into the gravel slightly, loses all momentum. Christensen moves up to second place, so it's Dunn, Christensen, Prada, Woods now. This is looking back from Lucas Prada. On really the rest of the field as Woods in that yellow and black Ferrari behind has got Ash trying to come through. Another battle happening further back. That's Gabriel battling then with the McLaren in front of him of Vertra. I'm going to try and show you a few replays here of the start. Good start from Dunn and from Christensen, to be fair. Managed to all get through turn 1 up the front end of the grid. And then you see it all just started to kick off at turn 2. There it is, look. A couple of taps from cars there, bit slow through. A few more having a bit of contact, and then it just all spirals out of control further down the field where contact's just made and made and made. Yeah, it's ruined a few people's races already on lap 1. This is allowing to Gustavo Mendes. Just spins the McLaren. Really a little silly to not get off the throttle. And then that's just caused more contact. And yeah, Mendes stayed still. Clausen turned by the green and black McLaren. Christensen, that's how he lost a couple of places earlier on in the race. Going wide and messing up Ascari. But look at this now, Prada into P2, having a look on the outside line in towards the first chicane. Christensen's making it 3 wide, further back as well. They're all together. Contact's made and Christian spun around again. 5 into 2 will not work at all. And they are not giving an inch in this race. Lewis Woods now trying to attack that of Ash around the outside. They've got Verter with them as well. This is all for the final podium spot. There's still just over 45 minutes left in this race. But what a race this is turning out to be. And Vertra there just having to lose out to Gabriel down to P6. He's got time to make it come back though. So far the McLaren holding strong. Ferguson, they're looking at Audi. Didn't even see the Audi on the grid in qualifying. That's because Daniel Ferguson actually was down the back of the grid. We didn't see the best of him in qualifying, and he's P8 in class. So that is interesting to see. Did Laubish continue? No. So I believe that is a no score for Laubish as well. Eno Verhoeven, an 11th in class. He's got to try and score some points and pick up some momentum here. He's got Sebastian Hirsch on the back of him. Coming into Ascari. And Prada now leads this race. Not sure what is happening here in this race, but Lucas Prada leads the race from Alex Dunn. Then it is Woods, then Ash. And the top 5 all within 9/10 of a second. And look at that slipstream as here comes Dunn. 30-second stop and go penalty for Luke Langer for causing a collision on lap 1 at turn 1 and not slowing for a crash ahead at turn 2. So he's been given a 30-second stop and go penalty. And Alex Dunn back in the lead thanks to the slipstream as Prada gets very close to the rear of Dunn coming through turns 1 and 2. This has been great racing. Neumann holding on to P18 class from Camillo. They are exchanging places down in the AM category. Where is Barter? Is he going to come back through the pack? Just have a look where he is in category. He's down in P20 in category, so a lot of work for him to do to come back through the pack. He's got the pace, he can surely come back to the front as well. Here's Christensen, 12th place, so not as bad a time for him coming through the field. Hopefully he'll be able to get through a little quicker. Valverde there. No, it's not Valverde. Not sure who that is. That must be a back marker. Straight out the way of Christensen. Did not want to part that one at all. So down towards the Parabolica. And all this, by the way, as well, all this fantastic racing. The rain's not even hit yet. We don't even know if it's going to hit. But more manoeuvres. Mika going up into P6 at the moment. Coming down the start straight still. Side by side is the Ferrari driver. We've had a Verta in the McLaren. You just get the feeling something's going to happen here, as this is done. Trying to go back up the inside, the outside now, the inside of turn 2 of Prada. And look at that, that's opened the door for Ash to come through on Woods. And now he's having a look at his fellow comrade in the esports bookkicker team, the white and black Ferraris. Woods has now got back past Ash. This is looking back from Dunn, all towards the second chicane. Side by side, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper. Dunn manages to get it stopped. How these drivers aren't making contact with each other, it's absolutely fantastic. And look at Woods having a run now on Ash, in towards the first of the Lesmos, backs out of that one. And for Mika, he's watching on of the McLaren and Gabriel in the Ferrari, and the McLaren of Virtue getting past him. And places changing left, right and centre. A bit of a wiggle for Gabriel there, gets a poor exit. Mika now pulls to the outside line of Gabriel towards Ascari. Gabriel, one-time race winner this season, wants to add to his tally. This is fantastic stuff from these drivers. Really, really fantastic stuff here, putting on a show at Monza. Prada's dropped down to 5th now, so probably either had a slowdown or a poor Ascari. My money's on a slowdown looking at, because he's now dropped down to 6th. While all that's happening, Francisco Lopez, the AM leader, is gaining on the back of the rest of the pack as well. So he's also coming. Now Ash's turn to attack that of Dawn, who goes deep, who's gone very deep at turn 1, manages to not collect anybody, all hold it together. And Dunn there just made a little error on the braking zone. And it nearly cost him. Here is Jan Sarni, P4 in the AM class, a little further down the field. It's on the back, actually, of Christensen. He's probably making his way through the pack. Christensen will find himself soon on the back of Sinan Demirbas for a top 10 in class. What a race at the moment we have in store. Verhoeven's P10 in the AM category as well. This is Bueno, 13th place in the AM category, having a little battle here with Borta. With Alonso just in front. Godoy. Verta's just tumbled down the standings a couple of spots there, so maybe a slowdown through Ascari as well, just getting a little too much over the curbs. He's now trying to get as close to pit wall as he possibly can there to try and look up the inside then as he's coming down the start straight. Woods and Ash going side by side. Woods picking up the slipstream of that of Dunn just in front of him. Got to make sure he can try and outbrake Ash. Ash will try and look to the outside, but here comes Mika as well as Verta down towards turn 1. And Mika not able to get through, but Woods moving back up into P2. Christensen goes up into 10th. Look, he's right there on this pack. And there's a spinner. It's Jan Sarni, who has a moment at turn 1, and around he goes. Christensen now ahead of De Murbas, nearly with the lead pack again. He's only 4 seconds off the leader. It's a great drive. Absolute great drive. Hartonen just ahead of him in AM, and then Rattery White, the car in front of him. "21 minutes gone into this race. Still some 39 minutes left, and still plenty of action and drama for us to bring you. Is that Christensen having a look up the inside on Partonen, 3rd place in the AM category. But no move done there for Christensen. Partonen is 1.6 off the leader, Lopez in AM, who's only a couple of cars up the road. Look, he's in this train. See that bright yellow and purpley pink McLaren? That is the leader of AM, as Woods is now going to the outside line of Dunn, round the Parabolica. This is allowing Ash to possibly get a good run down the start straight. He's in Dunn's slipstream. And now this could be 3 wide. He thinks better of that one. Doesn't want any part of a 3 wide instant going in towards turn 1. Here comes Wood and Dunn and Ash. And then the rest of the pack. Dunn keeps hold of P1. Wood's now trying to fight off that of Ash. Bit of contact made. Front end having a moment on that Ferrari. What a race this is turning out to be. Here's Prada P5 at the moment. That is Lopez going side by side with, I believe that is Gabriel just a little further back. Gabriel going up the inside of Vertra there. Can't get that move done. Battery White has got past Tunstead, so he now wants to try and get past Lopez, get on the back of Gabriel for that position in class. Here is Alexi. Down towards Ascari chicane. Currently on the podium in AM. Driving nicely at the moment in that Ferrari. Good exit out of Ascari. Can he use that slipstream now to get down and onto the back of Sinan De Murbas? He'll want to try and clear Sinan. Oh! Everybody vanished for him. Hopefully his connection stays strong and he stays in this race. Now Dunn again, forcing Ash to the outside line through the Parabolica. Dunn's going to keep hold and nice and tight to that inside. Got to make sure he hits his braking markers. Ash to the outside of turn 1. Again, a bit of a door rub from both of them. Ash forces Dunn onto the grass. And now that puts through. Mika's now in the lead of this race. Ash is 2nd. Woods is up to 3rd. And now Alex Dunn has lost out to Prada and is there with Vertra and Gabriel. 3 wide with Vertra and Gabriel. Look, with Lopez just lurking in the background, the leader in AM. Gabriel has smartly, sensibly backed out of that. Dunn keeps hold of position. It drops obviously down the order thanks to Ash just pushing him onto the dirt a little bit there. He's now going to want to try and come back through the pack. Gabriel looking up the inside of Vertra into the first Lesmos. And will still be there for the second of the Lesmo. And that will now be move complete. Not quite here yet because Vertra's coming back at him. There's Lopez. Look at this train of cars. And yeah, Gabriel not able to get the move complete here. Now Lopez is having a look on the outside with Rattery White there as well. Lopez actually got ahead of them. Drive through for Mika. That is your race leader for causing a collision. Lap 6 at turn 1. So race leader has a drive-through penalty. What a shame. So that'll put everybody up a place. Will he come in and do it straight away? He does, yep, straight into the pits. And now people will be pitting very soon, I imagine, just for that pit window opening. Ferguson's into the pits in the Audi. Is this clearly the strategy that Ferguson wants to go? And we're going to show what Mika got the penalty for then coming down in towards turn 1. This is the incident with Hugh Bartra then earlier on in the race. You just see, look, you can't turn in when there's another car right up your inside, and sadly, that's what spins the rear of Hugh around. So that's what the drive-through penalty is for. Pretty fair when you look at that. Zach Rattery White now going wheel to wheel here with Lopez in this race. Lopez obviously the leader of the AM category, so he isn't going to fight White too hard there. Just going to let him go and still run his race. Christensen's now running up in P8 due to that drive-through penalty. Sebastian Hirsch up to 15th place. That will hurt Mika quite a lot, especially with the field so packed and so tight as it is. Valverde's up into a top 10 spot. There is Eno Verhoeven running P8. Who's this? This is Bretones down the order. No front bumper on that car. I believe that is Sebastian Hirsch just in front of him. Might not be actually. Could be Kovacs. It is Kovacs. Up to P11. He's up six places in this race. The biggest gainer is Borges also running P4 in the AM category. He's gained 22 places in this race as Prada now having a look to try and defend from Dunn, but Dunn's gone back up the inside. Nice and easy for Alex Dunn as he's carving his way through the field, but back comes Prada down the start straight. Cars now looking to make their pit stops in this race. Prada's attacking Dunn. You've got Woods, who's got a big couple of tenths of a gap over that of Ash, but they'll all be getting the slipstream down in towards turn 1. For the 16th time they come as we are approaching the halfway stage of this race. Gabriel into pit lane. Getting ready to go. Sebastian Hirsch now running 12th in the pro category, but obviously a few of the pro leaders have pitted. So far, so good for Hirsch. But yeah, Bush is also running P4. 22 places gained for the young man. And a real good race here for Borges also as Hirsch trying to attack and defend. And that is defending from Mika, who's just had the drive-through penalty. A little loose on the rear there for Sebastian Hirsch. A few more replays we can bring you now then. This is Laubish, what happened to end his race. Spun off, tap on the rear, bang into the wall hard. And that was the end of that one. And I don't know, he wasn't tapped really, was he? He sort of bounced off the second Lesmo curb into the path of the Ferrari, hit hard into the wall, and that's 3 races to forget. This is how Christensen lost his car. Again, you know, it was pretty much near enough 5 into the first 2 corners. And it's just not going to work. Sarni spun himself. It looked like he tapped the back of Christensen there. Yeah, he did. And upset himself more than Christensen and Ash. And Dunn there. Just bumping, really. Just bumping, nothing more than that. But it put Dunn into the gravel. Dunn's now back up into second place. He's actually ahead of Ash, and they're all trying to gain back on Woods. Alexei Partanen from P3 in category now goes to the pits. Borges also now moves up into P3. But obviously, a lot of drivers still to pit in this race. Camilo, P7 in the AM class. The Brazilian driver. Here's Gabriel, back out since his pit stop. 17th in class. He's going to make a couple of places here, it looks like. He comes down across the line. I don't know what the secondary times are, the small couple of seconds that's appearing on screen. That is the pit length, so the time they were stationary for in the pits. So it just goes to show them different strategies, who's fueled what, who's doing what, maybe a change of tyres for the drivers as well. Normally we're just seeing the fuel go in. The problem for these drivers is it's probably going to be best to have that smaller pit stop, knowing that rain is potentially around. As Hakala there gets a position done, puts him P10 in the pro category at the moment, but knowing that rain is possibly lurking, oh, you're going to want to take a tyre change now, and then the rain comes and you've had a really long stop already. Here is Hakala, P10 at the moment, round the outside of the parabolica. A couple more drivers just coming into the pit lane. That should give a few of the leaders a chance to get back onto that lead lap. Borges also now comes in. It was net P4 in the AM class. It's going to be interesting to see what where he'll pull back out. James Christensen, drive-through penalty, causing a collision on lap 15 at turn 1. What a shame, because I believe James Christensen was obviously the driver who put it on the front row. Yeah, it was. So he's got a drive-through penalty, and that is a shame to see in this race. Neil Bamber comes back out on the circuit as well. Dunn leads from Prada from Ash, so Woods went into the pits. And it's Alonso there. Just starting to see people now who's popping up. Miguel Alonso had a 5.4 second pit stop. It was on lap 2. Yeah, I'm wondering, I've just been told that could have been a fast repair in the pits due to damage maybe at the start of this race. There is Miguel Alonso. He's running 11th in the pro category. Probably going to have to pit again for fuel. Wait and see. So the first real pit stop then is Lewis Woods, 21.4 on lap 17. And here is Alex Dunn back in the lead of this race. But Prada, Ash and Werter are all pitting at the same time now. So clearly want to try and undercut here. In fact, everybody's pretty much coming into the pits around this 33-minute mark of the race. Dunn's going to try and go one more lap. This is going to be interesting to see where Lewis Wood comes out compared to the rest of Prada and Ash and Werter then. Christensen, and this is why he's got a penalty. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, that one. You cannot do that. Just simply trying to carry too much speed through the corner, taps the car in front, round the car goes, and that is a penalty. Right, here comes Lewis Woods. As Prada and Ash come out the pit lane. There they are, except Woods is up to top speed pretty much. They're coming off the limiter. He's going to try and look around the outside of Ash going into turn 1. No, he's not, because he's not close enough. So the overcut for Prada and Ash working over Woods. So that is interesting to keep an eye on. Dunn is going to pit. We're also looking at P1 in the AM category. Pitted on lap 4 for 11.6 seconds. We think that Petri here might need to pit again. That'll be for fuel more than anything. Which might not actually be a bad thing for him in this position. If the rain was to fall now and it was to be a change of tyres to the wet tyre, you imagine everybody diving into the pits and he's still going. That could be a great strategy. Kovacs going side by side through the Curva Grande up towards the second chicane. Alex Dunn is out front into the pit lane. He comes. Miguel Alonso. What will he do as well now as Kovacs keeps hold of 12th place? Dodoy in P13 just behind him. Then it is Barta 17th in class. And after that spin, here is Stephen Asher. He's got Woods all over the back of him. Prada's just got these two ever so slightly this lap. And this is going to be crucial to see where Dunn comes out. Alonso's into the pits as well. As Lindmo is dropping down the order. Was running P10 in the pro category. He's now down to 15th place and is still tumbling down that order. Alex Dunn now leaves the pit lane. How close is he to the end? There he is. But look at the traffic oncoming. Prada, Ash and Woods, and maybe even Gabriel just there. Oh, they're going to get him in towards turn one. Prada might go around the outside. Yes, he does. Ash and Woods. Woods gets the move on Ash. Tries to look to the outside of Dunn. Can't do it, though. He's not close enough. So Woods gets one move and is now right back on the rear of Dunn. And this is a fantastic race here at Monza. 25 minutes to go. And Alex Dunn has got a fight on his hands over Prada. It is a Ferrari 1-5. And the AM leader, don't forget Petri, pitted on lap 4. He's probably going to have to pit again. Here is Daniel Ferguson in the Audi on the back of Rattery White with Vitra just behind him. Your net AM leader Lopez then well ahead of Partanen. Borges also net 6th place, I imagine, in the AM category. That's not bad for him, though. Up 19 places still. Kovacs going side by side. That is with Hugh Barta. Oh, he's tapped him round! Kovacs has tapped Hugh around there. And his day goes from bad to worst. Was leading this race, second place this race for a while. Punted off and now spun around again. Sarni now P5 in category. He's just got past, is that Hakala? Just behind him, he's dropped the rear on his own. And that is huge front end damage at Ascari. And Sarni there. Well, yeah, mistake all on his own. Not to be for him today. Down to 13th in class, and that damage could be quite substantial. Prada still leads, though, with Dunn gaining all over the back of him, and Woods gaining on the back of Dunn. Woods, little deep, missed his first apex at the chicane, and that's allowed Ash to come back on Woods. So this train just starting to slowly become less and less cars. With 22 minutes left in the race. Ooh, a big slide there from Woods, who's coming through the chicane just ahead of Ash. Berta then. On the back of Ferguson, just in front of him, he's got Lopez behind. And you've got Rattery White, who has passed the leader in that AM category, Petri. Still yet to pit. Lopez actually giving Bertra a flash of the lights. They're giving him the hurry up. It's not what Partanen gaining on him at all in this race. Battle for the lead once again. Prada defending from Dunn into the Parabolica. You assume, though, that Dunn, with his slipstream, is going to power past here. Getting closer and closer. Every inch of this track. Is he going to pull out late, Dunn? No, he's not. He's just going to casually sit and wait. Hyman now down in P10 in the AM class, fighting with Alonso, who obviously pitted earlier and has had to make a secondary stop. Really a fight for class, though. Kovacs the car behind for Nyman. is a fighting class. And Kovac's going to try and go around the outside here at the first chicane. Gets the first part horribly wrong. Nyman gives him the room through the second part of the chicane. They stay side by side as they exit. No, is it? Yeah, Nyman here, putting on a great show. As now Kovacs looks that inside line through the second chicane and gets the move done. That's a lovely move there. Beltran up in P5 in amp, watching on of the fight of Zarzo and Verhoeven. Obviously Verhoeven wants to get back to winning ways, but he's a long way off at the moment. Gets the move done though on Borja Zarzo. So Zarzo back down to 7th in class. I believe he's a net 6th when Petri comes into the pit lane. Surely isn't going to make it to the end, although Zarzo's coming back at him here at Ascari on Verhoeven. And no, that one is now put to bed. Borja Zarzo will try and fight another day. Here is Petri then, holding a tight line through the Parabolica. Into the pits he comes now. He's gone as long as he can. He's going to pit on that 40-minute mark. Igor Perez, P10 in the pro class. Trying to hunt down after Sinan Demirbas. Pulls out on Sinan now. Is he going to look up the inside line? Got a good bit of momentum. Cars alongside. Cars in front. Bit squirrely on the brakes. Manages to get it stopped and turned in. Igor Perez, P9. Sinan Demirbas down to 10th. Back to the leaders. Dunn and Prada have swapped places. Looks a little brighter on screen through here. So is that rain gone just for the time being? But Dunn leads. We can take a look at a few more replays, and this was the spin of Kovacs on Bartra then at the second chicane. And this was the moment. All on his own, Sarni, all on his own. Just going to see from back here, look. I just loses it on the curb, just it takes too much of them sausage curbs. This is Hakon getting through at a sky. It's a lovely move. And Kovacs as well making his own mistake. And then, oh no, don't rejoin. Oh, and he does into Bartra. And that is huge rear end damage. This is on board with Hugh Bartra then. Oh, you don't rejoin there like that. That is silly. Kovacs possibly out of this race now. Not going to get anything out of this one. Eno Verhoeven trying to get, that is Mika, who's on the comeback drive after his drive-through penalty, getting through. Bedino's right there. Borja Zarzo's got back in front. Bedino is right with him. This is Neil Bamber for the podium with Beltran. No, sorry, is that a caller? That's a caller, sorry, the pro driver who he's fighting with. Doesn't want to obviously fight too hard. Will not want to lose that podium spot in AM to Beltran in this race. While Lopez is having a quality fight with Vertra and Ferguson. Portinen 3.5 seconds behind Lopez. So at the minute, he's not really going to lose massive amounts while stuck with these two. But if he starts to, he'll want to clear them to make sure that he keeps well in front. Oh, bouncing off the curb there was the Audi of Ferguson just ahead of Vertra. Towards the second Lesmo. Curb again from the Audi there. Did he just touch that gravel trap on the outside? Possibly so. It's not costing him at the moment. Now down into Ascari. Well, has a look, and it's only a look. .16 minutes left on the clock. Here's George Camillo, P8 in the AM class. Looking to get ahead of Tunstead to go into P7. Couple more points for his championship. That is Lindmo with them as well, I do believe. No, sorry, that is that's Alonso. And possibly, that's got to be a back marker then. On the screen as well with Camillo. There is Tunstead just in front. Mika then on the comeback since his drive-through penalty. Virtue's got ahead of Ferguson. Them two are exchanging places as well. Mika ahead of Beltran here. Coming down in towards the first chicane. Borges Arzo and Verhoeven just behind Beltran. And Arzo gets a little closer, closing up under the braking. Through he goes. Wide there from Bertra. Not going to help him in his progression of Ferguson. Partonen's got the gap down to 2.1 to Lopez. So Lopez has made a little mistake somewhere. And Partonen will be able to see him now. Not sure what the mistake was. 14.5 minutes remain in this race, though. Race leader, Alex Dunn, now has probably had the best cushion he's had all day. And that sun definitely starting to appear. So the threat of rain teased him a little bit. That sun definitely starting to break through. And for Dunn, he's just starting to pull away from Prada, who in terms is doing the same from Woods, from Ash, from Gabriel. This is Rattery White, 6th place overall. He's 9 seconds off the back of the leader. And this is Sinan Demirbaş going side by side with Igor Perez. Perez manages to hold on to that place for now. This is for 9th place. They've also got Claessens and Valverde right with them as well. So a little four-way fight here for that top 9 places. Gabriel's got ahead of Ash for P4 and 5. Marcus Valverde, patience is the key at the moment. Stick with them, keeping the slipstream. Just patience. Strike when the moment is right for Marcus Valverde. Don't force the issue. 12.5 minutes left. Plenty of time to do something in this race. Down the back straight comes Valverde. Then still just this whole line of stern at the moment. It's just quieting down, but you get the feeling. You just get the feeling that this final 10 minutes could cause a few dramas with drivers looking to make their moves as we go into the latter stages of this race. This is looking back from Parton, now Perez, and you just see Sinan Demirbaş closing and closing, pulls to the outside line, and then it reveals Claessens, who goes with Demirbaş. Demirbaş now to the outside. Is he going to try and hang it all the way around the outside? He is. Have the inside line for the next part. Perez gives him just enough room. They manage to not make contact. Perez still holds on to the position, and now Valverde is attacking that of Claessens in the background, side by side through the Curva Grande. There you go. Can Marcus Valverde hold on to that inside line now for the next part of the chicane? He is still there. Demirbaş still battling with Perez as well. Valverde, though, is going to look up the inside. Is he going to try on Sinan Demirbaş? No, he's not. As now he loses out on the outside. Had to just slow it down a little bit more because Valverde was slow through the first part of the chicane. And that now brings Hakala into play as well. So it's now become a five-way battle. This all for the top 10 as well. And well, you thought Valverde may have had it done, but he couldn't carry the speed through. Daniel Ferguson's now going to pull out and have a look on Ratter. So yeah, no, that's Verta in the background. Sorry, having a look on Ferguson. Ferguson in the Audi. Lopez still there in the background. Still has 2.5 seconds to Partonen. 49.5 minutes gone. Here comes Verta. No, thinks better of it. showing his nose. What a race this has been. It's just quieting down since the pit stops. But this race has been phenomenal so far. Vertra to the outside of Ferguson. McLaren versus Audi in towards turn 1. Vertra's going to try and hold it all the way around the outside. Inside line for turn 2. That could be a great move. But here comes Ferguson back with the Audi to manage to get out the first chicane. Power down, still together side by side. Ferguson just pulls in front now. Vertra is bumper to bumper with him. I think they touched a little bit there. And is he going to have a look up the inside into the second chicane? Now gets alongside and off. A little later on the brakes is Vertra. Ferguson will try and hold it around the outside now. The inside for the second part. Hip and shoulder pushes Vertra wide. That'll allow Lopez through. And now Ferguson defending from Lopez into the Lesmos. Lopez isn't even in this fight for points. He's already leading the AM category. But Ferguson probably doesn't know that. He's probably not focusing on that. He's probably just focusing on staying ahead, and he does just that. What a fight once again as Claessens has got ahead of Demerbas down the order. Lewis Woods P3 trying to get back onto the rear of Prada and Dunn, 1 second off the back of them. So he'll want to try once again to mount an attack in this final 8 and a bit minutes. What a race. What an absolute fantastic race this has been here at Monza. 2 weeks' time, we head to Spa. So it is done from Prada, from Woods. Your top 3 in Pro: Lopez, Partonen and Bamba. Your top 3 in AM. Eno Verhavenen's back up to P5. Still behind Borja Zarzo though. But it's a good recovery drive for Verhavenen, considering he had a drive-through penalty earlier on in the race. And not near Bamba. Ferguson and Lopez still fighting it out. This is a dangerous position for Lopez to be in. He's got up the inside of the second part of the first chicane. Now still side by side. No longer anymore. Ferguson pulls in front. Vertra is now there. This is a dangerous place for Lopez to put himself in, fighting with 2 cars. It's not even for points in this championship. As Vertra nearly on the grass as Lopez looks to the outside of Ferguson. Bounces off the sausage curb, and now Vertra comes to make it 3 wide. Lopez got ahead of Ferguson, and Vertra gets the pair of them. Great move from Vertra. Through the first Lesmos in contact, and Lopez is off. And he put himself in that dangerous position, and Partonen takes the lead in AM. And Perez will come past Vertra, as well as Claessens and Demerbas and Valverde and Hakala, as he rejoins now. But Lopez, 2.5 seconds in the lead. He had the race in his hands. And you have to say he got involved with 2 pro drivers that he didn't need to get involved in. We didn't quite see who was at fault for the incident. But what you know is that Lopez did not need to be in it. That is a race win possibly thrown away, and Partonen, well, lucky in Monza, you have to say. Valverde going side by side with Hakala. This for 11th and 12th. And Valverde loses the position there. And it's 2 lapped cars behind these two, because Vertra in the McLaren, nowhere near them, is behind the blue Ferrari further down the order. Good job that Bamba wasn't close enough to Lopez. Lopez has brought that gap down to Partonen to 1.6 seconds, but he's got 6 minutes left on the clock. He's running out of time. Last lap by Dunn was a 47.5. He'll obviously, being the leader of the overall race, he starts the final lap. That is it. This is what happened then between Lopez. This onboard Vertra then coming through the second chicane, gets a great run through it, and up the inside. We can see a better angle here, look. And yeah, I think the blame has to lie on Lopez there. Let's see if we can get another angle. This is onboard Ferguson. Yeah, Lopez just turns in. Vertra, no real place for him to go. And there you go, look. 10-second penalty added at the end of the race for Francisco Lopez. So what is the gap between him and Bamber, it's about 13, 12 seconds-ish. So Bamber now, if he can get that message, needs the hurry up to catch a few seconds on this man to maybe steal a podium. And in fact, there you go, drive-through penalty correction. Drive-through penalty for Francisco Lopez, causing a collision at Lesmo number 1. As Mika makes a great move through Ascari to put him up to 14th in class. But that is Francisco Lopez's race, done and dusted. And the double race winner at Daytona only really has himself to blame. Into the pits he comes. This could put Borges Arzo on the podium. More importantly, this could give Eno Verhoeven a place over his championship rival. Done. 3/10 clear of Prada, who's 3/10 clear of Woods. This is 3 for the lead going into the final 5 minutes. Verhoeven gets past Lopez. Bamber's down the order. So what has Bamber done there? He's low on fuel. I don't think he's fueled enough. So that puts Verhoeven onto the podium, and it puts Borges Arzo. Now, I can't be seeing this. Surely that is a little bit of a lag spike on Partanen's end. Surely that has to change as Woods Prada has lost out to Woods. Was that a slowdown there? Lopez has now got ahead of Borges Arzo. Now Zarzo's got ahead of Lopez. It's all going off at the front of AM. Partanen still hasn't showed back up on the timing screens. Is he out of this race? But this is the fight for the race lead in AM. Ignore the blue, the light blue and green Ferrari. That is Lindmo. But what has happened to Partanen? As Borges Arzo is going to go defensive. We haven't seen Borges Arzo in the podium at Racing Unleashed since the prologue back in April last year. Well, today could be the day. And it could be an outright race win. Dunn is probably just at the first sector at the moment on this lap. There could be 2 laps after this. Verhoeven is now coming under pressure from that of Lindmo. Doesn't want this, the pro driver in a fight for the lead, but Lindmo's got past him. Now Lopez is on the rear of Verhoeven. Now Lindmo's wide, and Verhoeven's going to try and attack him down the straight because that might be a slowdown for Lindmo. It is all kicking off, pros and AMs all going at it. This is helping Borges Arzo kind of. Casper Tunstad is there for a podium as well. Lopez is going to try and look up the inside of Verhoeven, and no, he's not. He's gone around the outside of Verhoeven, who's been held by Lindmo. And now Lopez gets up the inside of Lindmo as well, just pushes Lindmo a little wide. And through the Curva Grande they go, but Lindmo has cost Verhoeven, and there, that second place in this race. He's helped Zorzo just a little bit. And now the championship leader, the 2 race winners in this AM category, Eno Verhoeven, looking back on the inside of Lopez into the second chicane, goes a little deep, bounces over the sausage curb, no contact made, spinner in the background, but Lopez keeps hold of that position. Verhoeven went in too hot. Now Casper Tunstad is on the back of these 2. Borges also has a 1.5 second lead in this race in the AM category. And where he's done, we're going to get 1 more lap in. There is 1 more lap of this. There is Alex Dunn. Woods, 0.6 of a second off the back of him. We're on the final lap of the race. And do not go anywhere. Now Rattery White is in the pits. It's gone horribly wrong for him. He's probably too light on fuel as well. What happened to Parton? And it's set out on my screen, so I don't know what has happened to him, but Zach Rattery White has threw away a good position. That's going to promote a couple of drivers up the order. Just waiting for it to come up on the timing screens how long his pit stop's going to be. Is he just done a drive-through? No, he's out. He's out of the race. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Borges Arzo now 1 lap. 1.2 seconds. It's between Lopez and Verhoeven. Dunn's got Woods right on the back of him as well. That's down to 2.5 tenths, and Prada's with them. That is for the overall lead and the pro lead. Verhoeven nearly makes contact with the rear of Lopez there. Don't forget about Tunstead, who is in this fight. This, though, is the battle for the race win, coming right down to Ascari. 1, 2, 3 for the lead. It is Alex Dunn looking for 3 in a row from Woods, from Prada. Into Ascari they come now. 5-second penalty for Eno Verhoeven for causing a collision at the De La Rogier on lap 31. So that's probably put him out the podium spot for Verhoeven now. And has Alex Dunn just done enough, pardon the pun, through the parabolica, has to get this right. And Alex Dunn looks like he's about to become a 3-time race winner this season. He comes towards the line now. It is Dunn from Woods from Prada. That's your top 3 in the Pro. What a fight between them all. But Verhoeven now is fighting for nothing. Here's Borges also. Verhoeven and Lopez. It's really a fight for nothing. If anything happens here, though, Casper Tunstead could come through and take a 2nd place. He will be on the podium. But where? Borges also in the orange McLaren. What a decision to change car. He has gained 25 places in this race. If you follow Racing Unleashed and have followed for the last couple of years, this man hasn't been on the podium since April last year, and he's now going to win in AM in the GT3 category on iRacing. He can't believe it. It is Lopez 2nd, Verhoeven finishes 3rd, but that 5-second penalty will give the result to Casper Tunstead at the end for that final podium. And boy, oh boy, what a race that was. Cast your eyes back to 2 weeks ago. Borges also was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Both occasions in both races, wiped out of the race. That was fantastic. Monza always throws up a bit of excitement. What a race that was. Congratulations to Alex Dunn. 3 race wins in a row. Woods and Prada there as well. For the podium, and then Borges also from Francisco Lopez, and then we believe Casper Tunstead will gain that P3. What a race, what an absolute race. What happened to Partonen? Had that race win in his hands, out. Rattery White, problem at the end, probably low on fuel, out. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. This is the final classifications, and Alex Dunn from Lewis Woods, Lucas Prada, Gabriel Erdley P4, Stephen Ash P5, Daniel Ferguson from Igor Perez, Justin Klassen, Sinan Demirbas, Hackler P10, Marcus Valverde 11th. Virtue was P12 from Mika, 13th place. Borges also your race winner in AM from Francisco Lopez, and Eno Verhoeven from Casper Tunstead. I believe Tunstead will get that 3rd place due to Verhoeven's 5-second penalty. Lindmo, Alonso, Beltran, Hirsch, Camillo, Baker, Petri, Neil Bamber, Barros, Bueno, Dodoy, Alvaro in P29, Alexandru 30th, 31st for Bretown. Down the bottom of the order, Rattery White there, look, 33rd overall at the end, Nyman 34th, Lee 35th, who we lost another driver in that, or another driver had to pit as well, Kovacs, he went due to an incident. Laubish down in 48th due to that earlier spin. He had, Raymond never got to the start. We lost a few drivers at the very start as well, but whew, what a race, what a race. Mid-stage of the season, that was absolutely fantastic. That was electric here at Monza today. The Temple of Speed never seems to disappoint. And in 2 weeks' time, we head off to the Ardennes Forest in Belgium for Spa. Don't forget, a week tomorrow, pre-qualification will open up for that one. Head over to apexracingleague.com if you want to sign up for the pre-qualifications. iRating has to be 3,500 or higher for the Pro category, 3,500 or lower for the AM category. A week tomorrow, a week on Monday for the pre-qualifications opening up. apexracingleague.com is where you need to be to sign up. But what a race if you want to be in Spa. We can, though, speak with the overall race winner and pro race winner, Alex Dunn. Alex, talk us through that race, because that was an absolute fantastic show from everybody, really, at the front of that grid. What a battle.
Yeah, it was good fun for sure. I think probably a little bit more chaos even than what Daytona was, which is a surprise. But no, it was yeah, it was good fun, and I enjoyed some good moves and good battles. And then at the end, I kind of picked the pace up and started to stretch my legs a little bit. So I'm happy.
Stretched your leg a little bit, but at the very end, it was very, very close. Woods and Prada made it very difficult for yourself.
Yeah, for sure, they did make it very difficult. But no, I felt like I was pretty under control. I was kind of just managing everything and making sure not to over push the tires. And then on the last lap, there was a little bit of an issue with slower cars, but it seemed to be okay.
3 wins on the bounce for you now. Good for the championship standings for yourself. We head though to Spa in 2 weeks' time. I believe it's the 2 30-minute races. If you're available for the Spa race, are you pretty confident for there?
Yeah. You know, Spa's always a track I've gone well at in sim and in real life. So no, I'm looking forward to it. One of my favorite tracks. So should be good fun.
Alex, congratulations on the race win today. Enjoy that one. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant there from Alex Dunn, under control. We can speak now with Lewis Woods as well. Lewis, P2 in this race, but it really could have been anywhere. We can't quite hear Lewis Woods at the... Sorry. Oh, Lewis, P2 in this one. Sorry, just talk us through what you was about to say.
I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. The whole first half of that race was like playing chess more than driving, to be honest. Most of it was about trying to, almost like a cycling race, where if you're not going to overtake, you're going to be overtaken. So you kind of just need to snowball from the leads, and then I think I got hit off a few times, so I went, you know, second, fifth, fourth all the time. I think I even let Ash passed on purpose in the final corner so I could have the straight line speed in T1 so I wouldn't get swamped, because that's where most of the chaos was. And then after everybody crashed, basically, we started to go quicker. But the tires were really weirdly used up, where the entry was very slow and smooth, and then we would hit the ABS as to not check up into someone. So I had a huge amount of understeer. And the second stint, I just wasn't quite in the rhythm again after that first stint. So I just tried to get back into it and close up. And then I couldn't really have made a move on Lucas with the draft that he had, so I got lucky that he got slowed down and got P2.
You've got to be happy with the P2 though, because to come away with a podium after that race, it was fantastic. Like you say, hit off a couple of times to recover and come away with P2. It's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is more my expertise really, is just being aware of chaos and being patient with it. Also considering I was very ill for this past week, so I couldn't really do any practice. And also have internet issues, so at any moment I could have dropped out the race, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Happy indeed. Well, glad to see you better and glad to see you on the podium. We head to Spa in a fortnight. How do you get on at Spa? Do you enjoy it? And what can you do around there?
I mean, I don't think I've driven many laps of the new scan, so it'll be good to get some laps in there. I think I should be able to go for the same result again.
Well, Lewis, we'll let you enjoy that one. Congratulations. We'll hope to speak to you in a fortnight's time.
Thank you.
And we are joined with Lucas. Now, Lucas, P3 in that race, but pretty similar to what I've asked Alex and Lewis as well. It could have been anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely a strange race. I was feeling back. I was feeling pretty good going into it. Felt like I had a good pace. Felt good in the car. But yeah, qualifying didn't go that well. I managed to only do one decent lap, which put me acting P6. But yeah, the race was very strange. Don't really know what was happening in the front. A lot of stacking up and a lot of good contacts, which I didn't really enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I managed to survive. Managed to keep it together, and yeah, go home in P3, which is a decent result. Of course, unfortunate with the slowdown in the end, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But on that final lap, you was right there with Lewis and Alex as well. So anything could have happened. But you have to be happy with that P3. It's good for the championship standings. Now we're at the halfway stage of the season.
Yeah, definitely. It's a game of consistency. You gotta keep bringing those consistent good results, and yeah, hopefully the championship will go our way.
Spa in 2 weeks' time. What can you do around there?
I think we'll do good. Definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite, tracks. So yeah, looking forward to it, and hopefully we can manage some good results.
Well, Lucas, enjoy this one, and we'll see you in a fortnight's time. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Lucas Pro. P3 with Lewis Woods, P2 and Alex Dunn in P1. That was your pro podium there. Then I believe we can now speak with the Pro-Am podium, Francisco Lopez. Francisco, P2 in the end. It was in your hands though, wasn't it, for P1?
Yeah, it was very difficult fighting the pro guys. As always, they defend like crazy. And when I had the chance to get ahead of a few of them in the final laps, yeah, it was a tight space. I left the minimum space as possible. It would have been a normal contact in real life, but in iRacing the cars stick together. So yeah, I could have done better, turn the wheel the other way, but I was a bit nervous. So yeah, I guess I could have won if I had done better. So yeah, it's on me that I didn't.
You got the drive-through penalty though. You came back out. You managed to recover for that P2. The most important thing today, though, was you beat Verhoeven for that championship standings.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't know why he's not on the podium, because he finished right behind me, right? Did he get a 10-second penalty?
He received a 5-second time penalty at the end of the race.
Oh my. Where does that put him? In what position?
Not 100% where it puts him overall, but it's off the podium. So it's at least one place ahead.
Okay, well, that's good. I finished ahead of both my competitors, Alexi, which I saw he was very unlucky. He disconnected when it was like 2 laps to go or something. So yeah, that must hurt a lot. He deserved the win. He was very fast all week.
He was very good all week. We head to Spa in 2 weeks' time. You're on a bit of form at the moment. 2 wins and a second place now in the last 3 races. Can you continue that into Spa?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't feel so confident about Spa in the beginning because I had the Lambo, but now that we had the chance to swap to the McLaren, well, I don't really know how the McLaren will work there, but I think it will be better than the Lambo. I think so.
Well, Francisco, congratulations today. It's been absolutely fantastic to speak with you once again. P2, congratulations. We'll see you at Spa.
Thanks a lot. See you there. Bye.
Brilliant. For Francisco Lopez, P2, and can we get repeated again? Nobody else. So that is it. So unfortunately, we don't get to speak with Casper Tunstead or Borges Arzo, sadly there then. But what a night of racing here at Monza. We get to do it all again in 2 weeks' time in Belgium for Spa in the Ardennes Forest. It's going to be fantastic to see as well. And if the weather is anything to play, live weather looming around Spa at the back end of September, beginning of October, we could be in for a little bit of rain. Let's wait and see what happens there. Remember, pre-qualifications open a week on Monday, a week tomorrow. ApexRacingLeague.com. Sign up there. iRating of 0 to 3,500 is what you need to be in AMP 3,500 or greater for that pro category. As we enter the back half of the season, it's another race win for Alex Dunn, making him a 3-time race winner in the pro. And we have a new AM race winner in Borges Arzo. But that is all we have time for here at Racing Unleashed. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
60.